They doubted you, didn't they? They mocked your dreams, laughed at your ambitions, and said, "You'll never make it." Remember that? That smirk on their faces, the sneer in their voices? They thought they had you figured out, weak, helpless, a nobody. But let me ask you something. Are they right? Are you going to let them win? No, not you, not today, not everything. This is your story. The story of someone who rose from nothing to everything. Someone who stared defeat in the face and turned it into victory. It starts with the world against you. The so-called friends who told you to dream smaller, to stay in your lane. The people who whispered behind your back, betting on your failure. They didn't see potential in you. They saw weakness. You're not good enough. You're wasting your time. You're just chasing stupid dreams. Those words, those venomous words, burned into your soul. And you didn't have the answers back then. You just stood there, silently taking it. Every insult, every rejection, every ounce of doubt. They didn't know how bad it hurt, did they? How their words crushed you inside. But here's the thing. They didn't break you. One day, you looked in the mirror and something snapped. You were tired of being underestimated, tired of playing small, tired of losing. You said, "Enough." That was the moment you declared war. Not on them, but on every excuse, every weakness, every ounce of doubt in your own mind. You decided that if the world was going to call you a failure, you'd shove their words down their throats. A long portrait of Kim and David achieved this. The mirror gave their consent. They had their decision. You started small, waking up earlier than everyone else, working harder than anyone in the room. You trained your mind, your body, your spirit like a warrior preparing for battle. While they were sleeping, you were grinding. While they were partying, you were planning. While they were gossiping, you were building your empire. They thought you'd quit after the first failure, but you didn't. They thought you'd crumble under pressure, but you didn't. Every time life knocked you down, you got back up. You were like a storm they couldn't stop. Every setback fueled you. Every insult became your motivation. But let's be real, it wasn't just that. You had to face your own doubts. Those dark nights when you thought, maybe they're right, maybe I'll never make it. But you didn't stay in that darkness, did you? You dragged yourself out of the pit, screaming, clawing, refusing to let fear win. You learned something most people never figure out. It's not about them, it's about you, versus you becoming unstoppable. And slowly but surely, the tide started to turn. The same people who once laughed at you began to notice. They saw you waking up early, grinding harder, achieving what they couldn't even dream of. They started asking questions. Wait, how did they do it? Is this the same person we called a failure? You started winning. Small victories at first, then bigger ones, and soon you were unstoppable. Their opinions, they didn't matter anymore. Their doubts, they were irrelevant. You were proving them wrong. Not with words, but with action. Now you're standing at the top of the mountain, looking down at the very people who doubted you. They can't even meet your eyes. And you smile, not out of arrogance, but because you know the truth. Their opinions never defined you. Your work did, your grind did, your heart did. Remember this. Every insult they threw at you was fuel. Every doubt they cast on you became your weapon. Every time they said, "You can't," you whispered back, "Watch me." Listen to me carefully. Their words mean nothing. Their doubts are a reflection of their own insecurities. They hate because they're scared. They mock because they're weak. But you're different. You don't just survive, you thrive. And here's the beauty of it. The greatest revenge isn't anger. It isn't shouting back at them. It's showing them through your success that they never had power over you. This is your moment, your time, your story. The world can doubt you, the world can laugh at you. But you have the power to change the ending. So prove them wrong. Prove them all wrong. And when you stand at the top, don't even bother looking back. You don't owe them a thing.